Hello, and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I'm your host, issacharbey. I am the founder and the senior director. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to today's teaching. We are continuing on a high level, different new level, new dimension, higher plateau. Uh, I want to thank all of you. If this is your first time listening in, please let us know what city, what state, what country you're listening in from. I also want to let you guys know that this series has really been opening up and changing lives. It's really been changing people's lives. I've been getting a lot of feedback from a lot of people who are saying that, these teachings, this information is life changing, and so we are definitely excited about that. I want to thank all of you for your consistency. What I would ask is that of those of you who are listening, go ahead and hit the like button for us. It helps us to raise the algorithms, and then it also allows us to become more visible, so people like yourself will have access to see this. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel so you can have connection and to this great community. And then also, if you know somebody like yourself, family, friends, loved ones who you think can be beneficial, this information can be beneficial to, go ahead and hit that share button and go ahead and share it to them. You can actually hit the share button and copy the link, and you can text it to them. You can email it to them, and allow them to have access to this great information. We want to thank you guys for tuning in um, and staying connected with us, not just listening to these teachings, but applying them, putting them to practice, putting them to use. Um, the world may seem like it's at a disarray, but what I want you to focus on is exactly what we're talking about. Listen, my friends, it doesn't matter who's in the White House or who's not. As you continue to use your pen to rewrite your story, you will begin to create the life that you want to live. You will continue to create the experience that you want to experience. And believe it or not, the universe will begin to put things in place that will allow you to do that in a phenomenal way. For I believe that the days ahead of you will be much more monumental and phenomenal than the days behind you. Yes. And so, regardless of who's sitting in the seat or who's not sitting in the seat, don't allow that to allow you to become hoodwinked, bamboozled, disoriented, confused, bewildered. Don't allow yourself to get caught up into that. Stay focused on rewriting your life script. And I tell you this, you can never go wrong in life. You will begin to experience the joys, the triumphs, and the victories you have always wanted to experience. And so I believe that it's imperative that we stay connected. I just believe that. I believe that it's imperative that we stay connected in this community and with these teachings. I want you to get in a quiet place and allow yourself to fall in a place of quietness, of stillness, that your mind, your body, your soul will become quiet and at peace. I want you to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. There is one boundless source, one infinite intelligence that moves through all creation, shaping every life, every vision, every possibility. This divine presence is pure potential, always expressing itself at the highest good, moving each of us toward a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. This intelligence is the essence of vision, inspiration, and success, flowing through us as a force that turns dreams into reality. In this moment, I affirm that I am drafting my destiny. I am co-creating my life with the divine power, aligning my vision with the infinite potential within me. I hold a clear image of my life as I desire it to be, a vision fulfilled with love, success, peace, and abundance. I know that this vision is not separate from me. It is the divine desire for my highest good, already alive and active within my heart. I declare that each day I am turning my life's vision into everyday success. Every thought, every choice, every action moves me closer to the fulfillment of my destiny. I am guided by the divine wisdom in every step, inspired and empowered to act with confidence, clarity, and purpose. I am no longer limited by the past patterns or doubts, for I know that the power of the infinite flows through me, bringing my vision into form. I embrace the truth that success is my divine inheritance. I am worthy of every good thing I envision, and I know that my life is unfolding in perfect harmony with my highest aspirations. I release any thoughts of struggle, fear, or limitation, for I know that my success is as certain as the rising of the sun. I am one with the creative power that drafts my destiny, bringing it to life through every and each moment. I give thanks for this realization, for the awareness that my vision is not only possible but inevitable. I am grateful for the divine support that guides and sustains me, making every day a step towards the fulfillment of my purpose. I release this word into the law, knowing that it is already accomplished, and so it is, and so it is. I want to thank all of you once again for tuning in to this series. We're going to be doing a lot of great things with this knowledge and wisdom that we've taken from this text, and I believe that it's imperative that we continue to embrace and apply this information, this knowledge to our lives to enhance, to expand, and to grow. Today, I want to talk about drafting your destiny, how to turn your life's vision into an everyday success. See, when you're writing, when a screenwriter begins to write a script, he doesn't just write a script and it's done. You know, if you go back and listen to any screenwriter from Spike Lee, if you go back and listen to even Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they won for best screenwriter. I can't think of the movie right now with Robin Williams. But any screenwriter that you ever heard write a screenplay, they write draft upon draft upon draft upon draft. And so today I want to talk about drafting your destiny. You know, you know where you want to go in life. You know what you want to do. And if you don't, then that becomes what needs to be focused on. A lot of people have been telling me, well, I don't want to think about the end of my life. I don't want to think about how my life is going to end. I say, okay, well, let's do 2025. In December 31st of 2025, what would you have liked to have accomplished, experienced, obtained? What would that look like to you a year in the future from now? We have the ability to draft that. Yes, we have the ability to draft that. We have the ability to draft our destiny. I want each of you to close your eyes for a moment and allow yourself to imagine. Imagine you're looking at the best version of your life, the life that's calling you forward. See it, feel it. Ask yourself, what's happening there? Who am I becoming? Now, let that image settle for a moment, because here's the truth. Every single dream begins as a rough draft, just as a sketch of what could be, and that rough draft, as messy and imperfect as it might look, holds all the power in the world. It is full of potential. Our job is to refine it, to take that raw, unpolished vision and shape it into a reality that aligns with who we really are. Yes, you're taking something that's unpolished, that's raw, a thought, a concept, an idea, and you're going to begin to work with it, right? Understand this. Many of us that are listening to this teaching, or who have been listening to these teachings, I would imagine that you're somewhere over 20 years old, maybe in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. You've been on this earth for a period of time. And so you have to realize that if you've been living your life for a certain way all of these years, and then all of a sudden now you're going to change the narrative and change the life script, this is something that's not going to happen overnight. This is something that's going to now take a process. It's going to take procedures put in place for us to now to be able to revise, to do the great rewrite. I want to talk about drafting your destiny. When you're drafting a screenplay or writing a screenplay and you're working on your first draft, as I said before, a screenplay is usually 3 acts. The first act is the beginning, the second act is the middle, and the third act is usually the culmination. It's the culmination of the movie, bringing it to an end. I want you to reflect on your current life, right now, right here, today. Take a look at your work, relationships, your personal growth, your purpose. Are these areas of your life aligned with who you're meant to be? Or are they parts that feel off track? You know, sometimes you're so busy living what we don't stop to ask if we're living in alignment with our highest self. Grab a pen. And I think everybody needs to. I think I'm going to create some pens that we want to be able to use. These pens will be specifically used to the rewriting of our life script. I want you to write down the life you envision. As a matter of fact, you can do that, but more substantially, more concretely, let's work on 2025. What does 2025 look like? Think of each area: your health, your career, your relationships, your spirituality, your finances. Describe each area as you would like it to be. This is your rough draft. So don't worry about limits or what you think is possible. Just let it flow. Put your ideal life, or the life that you want to experience for 2025, on paper. With no judgment, no restraint, only truth. We allowing ourselves to flow. Let your imagination tap in. Now, let's zoom in on what truly resonates with you. Look over what you have written. Ask yourself, what matters the most here? Prioritize. What would be non-negotiable in your life if you had to choose? Or what would be non-negotiable in the year 2025? What you definitely is non-negotiable? When we clarify our values, our vision gains power. Because here's the truth. A fulfilling life is crafted around core values, not just desires. Guard your heart with all. Guard your heart with all, because in it are the values of life, right? Now that you have this beautiful raw vision in front of you, but this is just the beginning. Let's start to redefine it. Let's begin to bring it into focus. Look at your vision and begin to sort through what resonates deeply versus what you might be surface level. What I mean by that is, 2025, everybody might say, I want to make more money, I want to get a new car, I want to get a new house. Those things are great. But what are the deep core values of what you want as opposed to the surface level? Like some of you may say, I want a loving, monogamous relationship. I want to bring my family back together. I want to reestablish or restore my health. I want to restore my credit. I want my credit score to go up. There's different things that you have values and different things that you are working with in that regard. This doesn't mean giving up on your big dreams. It just means getting clear on what will bring you the deepest meaning and joy. What is going to fulfill you? Because let me tell you something. A lot of times we see people on social media. We see people on Instagram and Facebook, and they have these things. They have the cars, the items, the watches, the cars, the jewelry, the diamonds. They have all of these wonderful things, right? And we connect with them and we say, oh, man, I want to get those too. And when you get them, you realize that they didn't give you the satisfaction or the fulfillment that you thought it would, which lets you know that you really didn't want that. That's something that you saw and you thought you wanted it. So that's why it's very important that you become clear on what exactly is it that you want. Now, you have to realize this. Anytime you are attempting to approach something, and especially changing your life script, you have to keep in mind that there are going to be challenges. I want you to understand that those challenges are not there to paralyze you or to make you give up or to bring fear and doubt. But those challenges are there to make you stronger and to propel you to the next level. Moving from vision to reality means confronting your fears, your doubts, and obstacles. Fear of failure, self-doubt, societal expectations, they are all part of this process. But here's the thing. They clarify your path. They strengthen your resolve. So don't view them as barriers, but view them as sharpening tools. Yes, these challenges that we're going to experience. Listen, many of us may have experienced some challenges this year. Many may experience some challenges next year. Those challenges are to make you stronger, to make you wiser, to make you much more increased in your level of wisdom and knowledge, and to expand your consciousness. Like any great story, an extraordinary life needs structure, a roadmap, a clear outline of steps that connect your vision to real life actions. This isn't just a wish list, it's a strategy. So start breaking your vision down into incremental steps. Incremental steps. If financial freedom is part of your vision, think about the steps involved. Is paying off debt, is it paying off debts, creating your savings accounts, building an income stream? Start mapping it out. Some of you want to get into entrepreneurship. You begin to start mapping things out. Some of you want to travel. Somebody may say, you know what, I want to go to Africa next year. And so how does that look? Begin to map that out. Mapping my milestones. Yes, there's something powerful about mapping. I want you to create a timeline. Look at each area of your vision and mark out achievable steps for the next month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year. So we know that we are days away from 2025. We're already in November. Thanksgiving be here before you know it, and it's over after that. Christmas, and then we're done. New Year's Eve, right? Begin to discuss begin to start to map out how you want 2025 to look. Some of you may want to break the year down at 4 quarters. You know, what am I going to do for the first quarter? What am I going to do for the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter? Some of you may want to do it month by month. Whatever it is, or however you want to map that out, go ahead and map that out. These are your milestones, your waypoints on your journey. Get specific, get intentional. Yes, I'm doing this because I want to go to Ghana next year. I'm doing this because I want to go to Cape Town next year. I'm doing this because I want to go to Kenya. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Puerto Rico, Mexico. I want to go on a cruise next year. Whatever it is that you want to do, you begin to map it out and begin to create the life. I want to create multiple streams of income. Then let's do that. Let's map that out and figure out how to do that. I want you to create a timeline. Now, that timeline that you're going to create, like I said, will begin to give you a sense of how things will fall into place. Now, understand, these things that we're creating, these things that we're looking at, will all be subject to change. Why? Because nothing is written in stone, right? We're going to be moving things around. We're going to be making adjustments. And then also life happens. So we have to be mindful of all of those things as well. One thing to remember, this is a flexible framework, like I just said. Life changes, we evolve, and so does your plan. Be open to adjustments as you grow. This process of crafting your life is an art form, an ongoing evolution. Listen, I'm not, this series that we're talking about and that we're teaching and learning from, this is not just to show you how to create something for 2025. This is something how to show you how to live for the rest of your life. This will show you how to create the life you want to live, experience, how to be, to do, and to have all of your heart's desires for the rest of your life. Keep this in mind. Because moving from vision to reality is going to test you. It will push you. You'll face some setbacks, but with a growth mindset, you see these setbacks as learning opportunities, not failures. I can tell you, every person who has achieved their dreams has adapted, learned, and grown through every challenge. Let's talk about your support system. No one builds a life alone. Think about who and what can support you on this path. It is mentors, it's books, it's a community like this. I want you to create a support plan of people, resources, and tools you can lean on that will challenge you and allow you to build your foundation. Organizations like the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center, yes, we're here. We're definitely an organization that can definitely assist you in creating the life that you want to live. We can be that support plan for you, that support system. Remember, while your vision is powerful, life is lived in the present. True fulfillment doesn't come from arriving at the destination. It comes from accepting each step along the way. Yeah, I always tell people that life is about a journey. It's not about the destination. So, yes, I will tell you that those of you that are going to be working with the 2025 and what you want to accomplish in 2025, yes, it will not matter that you got to the end and you achieved the goal or you achieved the experience. What will matter the most is the journey it took to get there. The obstacles, the people you met, the situations you encountered, the adjustments that had to be made. Those things are the things that will matter the most. Stay grounded in the now, even as you move towards your future. Bible says now faith is the substance of things hoped for and not the evidence of things not seen. Now. We live in the now reality, and believe me, we do. Everybody wants everything now. Intention is where we start, but it's only half the journey. Intention has to be paired with bold, consistent action. Daily habits, small steps, incremental wins, these are the building blocks. Consistency is what transforms dreams into reality. I always tell people this: never give up. Never stop working on your part-time dream until it becomes your full-time reality. Never stop working on your part-time dream until it becomes your full-time reality. I want you to write down 1 to 3 small daily actions that support your vision. Start simple. Maybe it's writing 1 affirmation each morning, setting aside 10 minutes a day to work on a skill that aligns with your vision. The point is to commit to these small actions. They may seem insignificant, but over time, they compound and create profound change. You know, I think one of the most important things that we need to talk about is how to overcome some of the challenges and obstacles that many will begin to face. And I think that if we can pinpoint them and put them in perspective, we have a good chance of how to do that. Procrastination, fear, self-doubt, they creep in when you're on the edge of change. And here's the thing: resistance is just a signal that what you're doing matters. When you feel it, don't run. Find ways to counteract it. Maybe it's an accountability partner, setting up environments that make it easy to take actions, or celebrating small wins to build momentum. Overcome resistance by building a routine that makes it hard to stop moving forward. This is where I need you to hear me loud and clear. I want you to hear me loud and clear. You are the author, the visionary, the creator. Every thought, every intention, every action, they are all writing your story, shaping your reality. Remember, every small step is a part of a much larger picture, moving you from rough draft to realization. Write down a declaration of realization, your personal promise to yourself. You know what? I think that if you can hold yourself accountable, that's something that's very, very important. Your personal promise to yourself. This is your commitment to creating the life you envisioned. It's a bold affirmation. It's your truth. Let this declaration be a reflection of the dedication you're bringing to your dreams, the actions you're willing to take to see them realized. Read it to yourself often. Make it a part of your daily ritual. Let me say this to you also. When you start moving in a direction, those of you who are listening, you're taking baby steps, which is great. But I want you to know that when you start moving in the direction that you want your life to go into, I don't know how I could say this any more plainer, but the doors will begin to open for you. Things will begin to start to appear. People, places, things that you need to move forward. Everything will fall into the right place at the right time, at the right moment. The more you embrace this kind of knowledge and this kind of wisdom and information, the more you start to gravitate towards this information, which means that your antennas begin to start to develop and you start to attune to this kind of information. What happens is you start to unattune or unattach yourself from things that don't matter to you anymore, that are not beneficial to you anymore. Because now you're in a place now where you're moving into that. Your perception of life means everything. I had a consultation last week with someone, and they were really having some issues and really having some things going on. And I was telling them that stay connected to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. Stay connected to the Sunday teachings, and you'll start to see your life begin to change. Why? It's impossible for you to keep hearing this kind of information, to stay connected to something like this, and your life not begin to change. That the things that you're hearing over and over again will not begin to expand your mind. Once your mind expands, it cannot go back to its original form. So it begins to change. And once your perception changes, the way you operate and move in life will begin to change. Many of us, and those of you who are listening, we are operating from the outside in, which is wrong. We need to be operating from the inside out. I don't want anybody on this call to feel defeated, to feel, to feel like life doesn't matter or they don't have a chance because of what's going outside in the political arena and so forth. You have the ability to change the scope, to change the very dynamics of your life. You have the pen in your hand. Take that pen and begin to rewrite your life story. Yes, it works if you work it. I want to give you a little bit of assignments to do. And believe me, I want you to go back and listen to this over and over again, because you listen to this now, but when you go back and listen to this again, sometimes you get golden nuggets, little jewels that you didn't hear, you begin to hear a second time. Take time each week to reflect. Look at what you've accomplished. Celebrate the small wins. Make any necessary adjustments to your plan. You know, anybody that comes to me and says, I want to be successful in 2025, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, where's your plan? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You have to have a plan. And we know what plan means. Plan is our purpose, logistics, action, and navigation. So if you were just listening to this, go back to our first lesson where we talked about what the plan is. Monthly vision check-ins. Once a month, revisit your vision. Reflect on how it's evolving. Your vision will change as you grow, and that's a sign of your transformation. Find someone to keep you accountable, a friend, a mentor, or a group. Share your journey, celebrate each other's milestones, and be a part of a collective growth process. Listen, stay connected to a community likewise, like-minded people like ourselves. Stay connected to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. Hit the subscribe button. Also, you may want to be connected to other like-minded people who are also teaching self-transformation, self-development, self-growth. If I had to ask a question to everybody who's listening today, I would want to ask a question. Define your life's vision. Define, what is your life's vision? Spend 30 minutes reflecting on what your ideal life looks like. Write down your vision, and also for every area of your life. And when we say every area, we mean your career, relationships, your health, your personal growth, your finances, right? I am the architect of my life, and I have the power to create my ideal reality. Yes, you are the architect of your own life, and you have the power to create your ideal reality. Once again, review your vision and highlight the core values it reflects, whether it's freedom, creativity, love, your purpose. Choose 3 to 5 non-negotiable values. I align my life with my deepest values, knowing they will lead me to fulfillment. I want you to listen to these. This is extremely powerful. Setting the clear goals aligned with your vision. Break your vision down into specific, achievable goals for the next month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Write them down. We just talked about this, right? I set clear, powerful goals that bring my vision closer to reality each day. Identify the daily actions for each goal. For each goal, write down one small daily action you can take. These are the seeds that will grow into success. I take daily steps that align with my vision, creating lasting success. Visualize your ideal life every morning. Every morning you should be awaking and beginning to work on your life. 5 to 10 minutes each morning, visualizing yourself living your ideal life. See yourself achieving your goals, embodying your values, and feeling fulfilled. I see, feel, and embody my ideal life, knowing it is already mine. I already know it's mine because I can see it in my mind's eye. And because I can see it in my mind's eye, it lets me know that I'm able to now bring it into manifestation. I'm able to take it from the intangible realm and move it into the tangible realm. What does 2025 look like for you? What does 2026 and 2027? You know where you are now, and you know what you want to experience in 2025. You can't worry about how it's going to unfold, but you need to just put it into place on what am I going to do? Set aside a few moments throughout your day to pause, to breathe, to reconnect to the present. Remind yourself while you're taking each step. I live each moment fully, knowing each step I take brings me closer to my vision. Reflect and adjust. At the end of the day, review your actions and note what's working and what might need an adjustment. I reflect with wisdom and adjust with confidence, trusting my path. I believe that you celebrate the moments. These moments are what make your life. Acknowledge and celebrate any progress, no matter how small. Each success is a building block for your vision. Every step forward is a victory, and I celebrate my progress with gratitude. Everybody listening to my voice, you are drafting your destiny. And by drafting your destiny, we're also learning how to turn our life's vision into an everyday success. That means every day, no matter how big, how small, we have a success. And guess what happens when you start having a lot of little small successes? It builds your confidence, it builds the momentum, because now for the small successes comes the big successes, and the bigger successes, and the biggest successes, right? All of this happens once you begin to apply and work with it. It only works if you work it. You know, many years ago, I had an opportunity to go to the motion picture library. And in the motion picture library, this is the library that confiscates and that deals with all of the motion pictures that have ever been made. And you can go in there, you can see all kinds of screenplays, you can see the original screenplays for some of your favorite movies. And I got a copy of Malcolm X, the film that was written and directed by Spike Lee. And when I got the screenplay, the original screenplay, I got a copy of it. It had all of these notes on it. It had all of these notes. It was written on top of it. It was a draft. It was almost as if Spike Lee was redrafting and changing and adjusting as he was shooting. The same thing with your life, my friends. You're going to be making adjustments. You're going to be making notes. You're going to be, but you know what the process is. You know what the plan is. You know what direction you want your life to go into. And so you will do that. You have the power because you have the pen. And anytime somebody says, well, why would you buy the screenplay? Because if this is your first time listening to me, I went to school for learning how to write screenplays. And so if you're going to study the art of screenwriting, you are going to read screenplays. You read all screenplays just to get an idea to say, oh, wow, this is how Spike Lee writes his screenplays. This is how Martin Scorsese writes his screenplays. This is how Issa Rae writes her screenplays. You begin to see the different styles, the different layouts, the different formats. But you learn. You learn concepts. You learn variations. You learn skill. You learn temperament. And so the more you read the screenplay, the more you begin to learn how to develop and put yours into place. Why? Act 1, there's certain things that happen in Act 1 that don't happen in Act 2. There's certain things that happen in Act 2 that doesn't happen in Act 3. And there's certain things in Act 3 that definitely don't happen in Act 1. So you learn the concept, you learn the process, you learn the procedure. And you understand what made these movies so successful, these Oscar-nominated movies, these Oscar-winning movies. What made them successful? Remember, the screenplay is everything. It's the skeleton upon which everything builds on. So I'm a little biased because I don't care how great a movie is, it's always, to me, going to fall back to the screenplay. Because none of the characters, the directors, the producers, none of that could have ever come into place without the screenplay. The screenplay is vitally important, extremely important. And that's why we're learning how to rewrite our life screenplay. Because if we can change our screenplay, we can change our lives. The very lives we live, the very lives we hope to live, the very lives we envision, we pray, we dream. There's somebody here, I want you to know there's nothing that's impossible that you can't be, do, or have. I don't care how crazy it seems or how far out you may say you're removed from that. One change of your thought, one change of your mindset, one change of you applying what you've learned in these teachings can change the trajectory of your life. What you thought could not never happen could actually be on its way happening to you now. Whether it's your finances, your career, whatever aspect of your life. You don't have time to be worried about what the political ramifications of the world is. You're worried about creating your own life. And if you do what I'm telling you to do and follow, just listen to me, you will be at the right place at the right time doing the right things that you're supposed to be doing. And believe me, everything will fall into place to help you. Your perspective changes. And that's the main thing about this, is to change your perception. If you change what you're looking at, your world will begin to change. Some people see a hindrance. Some people see opportunities. Some people see work. Some people see opportunity. It's all about perception. Your life is filled with opportunity. It's filled with the ability to expand, to grow, to evolve. begin to work with your life every day to create. Let me tell you something. I'm not speaking from what I heard. I'm not speaking from what I read or what I've seen on TV. I'm speaking from personal experience. If you work with these things, these laws, these precepts, these concepts, and you apply them to your life, I guarantee you your life will never be the same. Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. You got to be a giver in life. Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. Every day I'm moving closer and closer to my vision. I'm drafting my destiny. I think the most important thing to me out of this teaching was the declaration to yourself, to be able to make yourself accountable, to make a promise to yourself that I'm going to create the life that I want to live, that I can become the greatest version of myself. And guess what? When you make a statement that I'm going to become the greatest version of myself, that's a statement that's spoken in evolution, which means that greatness does not end at a plateau. You're continually evolving, you're continually growing, so your greatness begins to expand. It's not something that's just a one and done and I get to a certain place. You're forever growing, you're forever evolving. So that's why we tell you that this is not something you're doing just for a short period of time. This is something that you're doing for a lifetime. This is something that we're using to grow and to expand our life to the next level, to grow, to keep ourselves at the place we want to be. Some people say, I don't even know if I believe, if I belong some of the places that I want to be. But guess what? You have the ability to change that. You can change the characters in your movie. You could take them away. You could add new characters. You could relocate. You could do so many great different things. But begin by drafting your destiny. Write the first draft. Let's get the first draft down. What does 2025 look like? Let's get that first draft. Let's begin to working on it. Before you blink, 2025 will be here. And we want to be able to move and to grow and expand like never before. And so I want you all to definitely work with that. Listen, I want to thank all of you for this teaching. If you think that this teaching has been a blessing to you, if you say to yourself, man, I needed to hear this 5 years ago. I needed to hear this 10 years ago. I needed to hear this 15, 20 years ago. Yes. Everything happens for a reason. There's no mistakes. There's no accidents in life. You were meant to hear this now for whatever reason you were meant to. Embrace it and begin to work with it. I want to also persuade you or command you to every day work on your vision, work on changing your life script every day. Begin to go back and listen to some of the teachings. Begin to start. Now, maybe by next week or the week after next, we're going to release an ebook, and we have some other things going on that will be available. So I want you guys to realize that we are taking this to the next level. We're not playing with this. this is going to be something that we want to move and we want to grow and to establish ourselves like never before. So I want to thank all of you. Listen, it will be no greater excitement than for you to be able to do, to be, and to have all of your heart's desires. And to be able to give yourself the permission to do it because you did it. It wasn't based on what somebody else did. It wasn't based on who was in the White House. It wasn't based on what laws or what bills were passed. It wasn't based on any of that, but you were able to create the life you wanted to live, the experiences you wanted to experience. And believe me, it can happen and it will happen. Because guess what? The only person that can stop you is you. You're the only person. I want to take the time and give you guys the opportunity to join in with our circulation. Those of you who have been helping us out greatly with your donations, they help us with marketing. They help us with expanding, and we just want to thank you. We ask everyone who can and who will to donate, to sow a seed into our Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center, $26. Some of you may say, Issachar, I don't have the $26. I only have 5. I only have 10. I may have 15. That's great. Whatever it is that you have. Some of you may say, you know what? I want to give more than 26. This has been mind-blowing. This has really, really grabbed me and took a hold of me and began to shake my life. And so I want to give more than that, whatever your heart desires. There's 4 ways that you can be a part of our circulation, and those 4 ways are Cash App is our first way, which is $TOESC. Once again, that's $TOESC. The second way is going to be PayPal or ZELLE, and those 2 are going to be connected to our email, which is going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. Once again, that's going to be info, INFO, at TOESC.org. And then also, what you can also do is we also have VENMO. So those of you that want to use VENMO, VENMO is going to be issacharbey, issacharbey at gmail.com. Once again, that's going to be issacharbey at gmail.com, and that's for Venmo. Those of you that want to use Venmo, I want to thank all of you for your donations. We are forever grateful. Thank you so much for your help financially, because we believe that once you release a seed, we believe that it comes back to you 100-fold return. We believe in the law of circulation, which states that when something is released, it comes back to its original point of origin. And so we believe that, and we stand on that. And so those of you that have helped us, those of you who continue to help us, and those of you who will start to help us, we are forever grateful, and we thank you for your undying love, support, and commitment to this organization. And we want to say thank you. I like to say this one thing before I leave. I love you. I'm sorry, your destiny is a matter of chance, not a matter of, your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.